Hey, it's your girl Kayvee with a Kayvee Ketchup for Love Island because seasons past and present have been out here acting the fool and making the news, okay? Just a lot of goings on. We'll start with Nicolandria. Apparently, they are no more. Some people don't think they ever really were to begin with. Who's to say if their relationship was fake? I feel like in your 20s, catch them while you can. Treat these niggas like Pokemon, okay? Do you and get your bag and when you want to settle down, find you one to settle down with. You ain't gotta slow your motion for a man. I don't know. People wanted them to do a lot more brand deals together. I feel like they did enough. When they first got out the villa, the brand deals that he had that what was it? It was a swimsuit line that he was already a model of. He would do shoots with every so often. So when he did a shoot with them, he brought her along for like her first shoot. But it wasn't like she needed that because she was already in high demand. We saw that body in a bikini all summer long. We saw Mama, what was it, Felicia? We saw Mama Felicia come in to show, oh yes, it's genetics. She get it from her mama. You know what I mean? So the agencies were going to be knocking regardless. I feel like the things that she did was something for her to do while she was setting her team up. You know what I mean? I feel like those first couple of things, okay, I'm gonna work through your team and how you got it and just make sure my bag's straight and try out people along the way. And then she got her team together and baby, Bridgerton Nicolandria, she ain't got nothing to do with the movie. They just wanted Olandria on the red carpet for Netflix Bridgerton. Like, stuff like that. Yeah, she got the typical Love Island package, the Jose Cuervo commercial, this and that type of commercial. But she went so far beyond that we knew that Olandria didn't need no man to keep it going. And everybody was like, oh, the contract is up. The contract is up. They weren't even the winners. They weren't even the winners to have had a contract that was keeping them in a relationship. So that just sounds, even if they, you know, put on airs and kept it up for so long, it's not like they was out here doing podcasts and monetizing it as if they were. Like, they was just out here living their life. When I can, like this, when it's convenient to link up in the all right, but when it's not, I'm getting the bag. See you later. We'll be on the FaceTime. They will be on the FaceTime. They will be talking on the phone and stuff. So that was the thing with Nicolandria. So we skipped this People magazine article that allegedly they have broken up. We don't hear anything. We don't have any direct quotes from Olandria or from Nick. We just have a source close to them says that they are no more. Nicolandria no more. I was just like, okay. I saw the internet going crazy. I just kind of laughed. I was like, well, I guess the people that was screaming from the mountaintop, it's fake, it's fake, it's a PR relationship. Who cares? You are a PR relationship. You fake it with your baby daddy to make it look like a happy family. That is a PR relationship. So who cares if Nick and Nicolandria are in a PR relationship? They kissing each other in the mouth and freaking upon each other enough to be dating at the very least. So who are we to busy ourselves with this? But allegedly not anymore. So like I said, it was no direct quotes from either of them in there, which was a little bit like, okay, whatever. We'll see as the days come out what it is. As the days come out, we see that Olandria turned her comments off and Nick has unfollowed People magazine. And then we also noticed that right after People magazine posts that they have broken up, they post about Brinity. Like right after. I was just like, okay, that's interesting. They post about Brinity as, I think it was like the next post, if not like one post in between or something. So it was truly giving, oh, let's move one swirl couple out the way and set up the next. I was just like, well, all right then. As the Black delegation in honor of Black love, thanks. We don't need all of these examples of swirl love in the media like this. Stop letting people brainwash you to water down the bloodline. We don't have time for that. Not in these days. Not in these days. So for that alone, hey, if we gotta knock down a swirl couple to keep the agenda going, even if that ain't the agenda that we want to get going, I'm gonna jump on that bandwagon because it supports my agenda. And if it is faking, these people don't care anyway, who cares? But yeah, justice for Titi and KC, we'll get there. So with Brinity, we get like they're coming out as a loving couple story interview, and they're hugged up and they're asking the questions. How did you feel about this in the villa? The main one that everybody's floating around is Trinity saying that she hates that everybody is loving I'm Titi. Well, you need to. I'm not even talking to you. I'm not even talking to you. She wasn't really proud of that moment because she felt like she was acting a fool. But Bryce was like, no, people was looking at that. People love that because they see it as you supporting your friend. You were being there for Naya. And she was like, okay, yeah, you right. I believe Trinity and Bryce might be more real than some people feel like Olandria and Nick were. I don't know. Like I said, Grandma Ann changed everything. Grandma Ann, she came in and unintentionally made me a believer of Brinity because the grandma is the baby. Like, he is used to Trinity's brashness, wildness, and all of her antics. But speaking of Trinity and some antics, even if it ain't her herself, is the ex-boyfriend. Apparently her ex, who's to say how recent this ex was, but he had video and pictures of them being all hugged up, kissed up on each other, and text messages that allegedly say, from her, that say, essentially she was going on this show to get the bag. I'll be right back, boo. She hit the nigga like she was going to the street. She was gonna go hit a drive-by. Like, let me go get this bag. I might be back. We're gonna see how it goes. That's how Trinity is a pimp, and I'm here for it, okay? As long as you know what you're getting into with these niggas, I'm here for what, I'm here for it. Just don't be out here getting played and crying and wind up with a baby by a nigga that ain't gonna help you with it. You know what I mean? That's number one rule. Choose, okay? So the ex got the text messages, and I guess he wanted people to like shun her and be over her and be like, oh my gosh, she's a fraud, she's a fake. Meanwhile, everybody's just kind of like, I mean, she broke up with you and she went on the show. I don't see what you crying about. Because she did. She essentially broke up with him and was like, if I come back, I come back. But it's a dating show, so if I gotta say some stuff to not thinking that she gonna be the winner, and you ain't going back to this boy. Sorry to that man, okay? Sorry to that man. But on to the next topic, y'all. We have Titi and KC. They dropped a photo shoot and they were super cute. The only thing that made me laugh about it, not even the caption, the caption was fine. Still I rise, because yes, they dealt with a lot and still they rise. The part that cracked me up is they look like they on that, well, it ain't necessarily the same street because I'm sure all the streets look the same from that angle. But it's just the same aesthetic of the baby boy movie cover. So it's giving like, oh, is baby boy grown up? Hopefully, because KC did a lot of butthead stuff in the villa. But you can tell it wasn't intentional. You can tell it was just a young man trying to find his way. And unfortunately, he aspired to be an F-boy for some reason, and and you can tell he be listening to them podcasts, because why did you black boys start picking up white man rhetoric in life? It's just, okay. Anywho, Titi and KC, all the hate they got was crazy. I think it was crazy how Cerave posted that picture of KC in a dress. That was insane, and made TT bigger than him. It was just a lot. as a brand, okay, as a brand, it's something completely different than, you know, somebody that works for the company that's retweeting this on their personal account. You know what I mean? But as a brand, especially when they had just had that such a wholesome moment under the Cerave sign. Ain't no matter enough. They did beautiful. So that's the photo shoot for KC and Titi. It was really cute. I saw some people hating, talking about some, oh my gosh, this corny caption, still I rise. I hate that, this corny caption. And I was just like, haters, they look good. Y'all can say a lot about Titi and KC. They might be a little buck. She might be a little buck. He might be a little immature, but they look good. Them some very attractive young people, okay? So that sounded like a creep. I just can't say that they fine or they sexy because it's like you're little brother or little sister age. So you're attractive, okay? That's all I can say on that. But they dropped a podcast, y'all. They got a YouTube channel rather, where they're controlling their own narrative, and I can absolutely appreciate that. If you ain't gonna be able to do the interviews, if they got y'all in these 360 contracts and y'all can't do nothing with somebody else until after Brinity gets their few months of exposure or whatever, yes, do y'all anything. Well, they not even probably not tied to the 360 because they weren't top 4 anyway. So them doing their own podcast, their own YouTube, smart. Very smart. Make your own money. Capitalize on your own story. Don't let nobody control your narrative. Don't go on somebody's couch and then let them splice what you said and edit it to where it can look shady like After Sun. And they addressed After Sun on there. She said that it wasn't that she was saying, oh, they got hate, they got backlash because they were black. It's that people felt like they can pile on and be extremely nasty because they were black, and I completely agree with that. That was definitely something. Once the others see black people disrespecting their own, it definitely gives right to not give right. Those people feel like it opens up the floodgates for them to talk. Well, they said it, I'm just retweeting it. You know what I mean? So it does that. So I don't really be partaking in such craziness because I ain't got time. The world is crazy enough. I ain't finna be tearing down black people. So where we at with them? What else they say? They was in there venting about the racism, but you know them. They like to laugh, so they are giggling at every freaking time. Hey, I'm Titi. Hey, I'm KC. Yeah, when we got our phones back and we saw those comments, that stuff was crazy. Such hateful racism. It was stuff to make you go into depression. I was like, these people just love to laugh. That's why it's like, once I saw how much they like to laugh, I couldn't take them being serious as the mean girl and the mean guy of the villa, because it's like, they just goofy. They real goofy. I couldn't even see it as mean girl. So they giggling, but she does say, essentially, it's a defense mechanism. We smiling because we here, but we hurt by this. So it's a defense mechanism, essentially, right? So they are happy, though, that they didn't have to deal with it alone. They had each other to lean on. And yes, that is the beautiful part of it all. She talks about how they didn't get much highlight in the villa, about the deep conversations they would have. He even helped her take down her braids, and the conversation that they had while he was taking down the braids. Just, you know, sweet little black love romance type deal that Peacock said, yeah, we ain't worried about all that. We ain't worried about all that, right? Only other thing I can remember, he said he want to try out streaming and acting. He's still doing CNA stuff, I think. I couldn't remember what he said on that, if he put the scrubs back on just yet. And she says she wants to get into screenwriting. She's been a writer for some time, and she was in film school before the villa. So I would absolutely love to see TT be like, you know, a young Issa Rae. You write you a script, start you a YouTube series, you start in it, and you get it picked up, and you get on them platforms. I would love to see it. Black girl magic. Turn it up all the way, volume high. So lastly, y'all, we have Janae and Kenny. This is crazy because how are we still hearing about y'all in some mess? We know that Janae and Kenny had broke up and there was all type of racist messages and he's just saying all type of egregious things for somebody that you laying down kissing in the mouth having sex with when you really hate them. And this is a prime example when people be like, oh, they're not racist, they date black people. You can sleep with somebody every night and they hate your guts. They can hate every fiber of your being, but you might be convenient to their life. So they're just going to deal with it. She's beautiful. You know what I mean? He ups his stock having Janae on his arm. Whether he feels like she is an expletive that's, you know, supports that ism type deal or not. Ridiculous, but people's lives. He went on somebody's podcast over there, whisper crying. She would get physical. She took my phone and I grabbed her. Get out of here. Janae came online to let us know, listen, not you went on a podcast after you sent me a cease and desist. Okay, I call my lawyers, but don't worry about it. I'll call my lawyers and we're going to release all these text messages and you won't have nothing to say. He even lied on the podcast and said that Cordell called and reached out to check on him and support him. Baby, Cordell went online and said, the hell I did. When you called me, I chewed you out because what you mean? What you mean you out here being racist when you supposed to be my friend, right? So it was just a whole big old mess. But Kenny was always funny looking and ridiculous. Ever since he was crying at the bottom of the stairs like his puppy died when Janae wasn't talking to him. I'm like, it's giving performative. He was doing too much. He was doing too much. But yeah, that's all I got for this today. We had 4 different topics under Love Island, y'all. What? That's crazy. The season ain't even on right now. I think the reunion is with August 31st. It's a whole month away. So we'll see what news we have between here and there to update on the Kayvee Katchup with the Love Island people. Until next time, make sure y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel. Tell me how you feel about any of these couples in the comments. Do you think they're real? Do you think you're fake? Who are you rooting for to make it? Okay, at this point, I'm team Titi and KC. I didn't want KC nowhere near that prize money. Don't get me wrong. I feel like he should have made it in the top 4, but nowhere near that prize money. But in real life, yeah, sure, they're compatible. Have them some young love and, you know, flourish through the industry. And let TT do the screenwriting and they act in the freaking movie together. I would love to see it. Bye.